Hey, how's it going? Kenny here and welcome to another tactic testing video where up in today's video I'll be testing the attacking tactic 4-3-3 DRLW. So first things first, this is an attacking style of play here. As you can see from the mentality, an attacking mentality, which also makes for a fun video, it has to be said. Before we go any further with this video though guys, first things first, I want to reiterate the fact that I am not the creator of these tactics. I am merely just testing out these tactics here. And if you're interested in checking out the creator of the tactic, then there'll be a link in the description below where you can go check out his channel there. So this tactic is pretty standard 4-3-3. You've got a sweeper keeper on support, 2 wing backs on support, 2 central defenders on defend. In midfield, we've got a deep line playmaker on support as DM. We've got 2 Mazzalas in there, 1 on attack, 1 on support. Got 2 inverted wingers on attack and a pressing forward on attack. So looking at the tactic here, nothing really stands out too much in terms of being unique, shall we say. But one thing that certainly draws me towards the tactic is the attacking mentality there. I really like that. In terms of the in possession instructions here, we've got fairly wide attacking width. We've got play out of defence, much shorter passing, slightly higher tempo, run at defence and be more expressive. In transition, we've got roll it out, counter press and distribute to centre backs and full backs. And out of possession, we've got high defensive line, high press, trigger press much more often, get stuck in and drop off more defensive line as well. So yeah, it's a very attacking mentality, it has to be said. You've got a high defensive line in there. Obviously it's a very intense tactic as well, much shorter passing in there. Drop off more with the defensive line. Will that help in terms of goals conceded? We shall see. But you've got 2 central defenders on here as well. Obviously not 2 ball-playing defenders, so they'll take less risks, I should imagine. But all in all, it looks like this tactic should score a lot of goals. Those of you who haven't watched any of my tactic testing videos recently, I should explain to you that I do test this tactic out with every single Premier League club. I select the tactic, I go on holiday, I select use current match tactics, I make myself unsackable for the sake of the experiment, and that is it, basically. That is it, and I look at the results. And in this video here today, I have selected the 3 teams I think have been the most successful with this tactic. And also, to see the other side of the spectrum here, I decided to include the team I think has had the worst success with this tactic. So as you can see, you've got Man City here lining up with the tactic. That doesn't necessarily mean that they will feature in the video here today. So the first things first then, let's get started with a team who had the 3rd most success with this tactic. And that team is Man United. They had a great season. They finished 2nd in the league, but they also won the Europa League as well, beating Arsenal 2-0 in the final. Probably should have been the final in real life. The season just gone, really. We looked at the teams in the Europa League, but obviously these 2 failed in the competition. In terms of the cup competitions, they went quite far in there as well, so they played lots of games. Knocked down in the semi-final by Newcastle in the FA Cup, and knocked down in the semi-final by Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. They also got 2nd place in the league, below Man City, but a respectable 85 points. That is more than enough to win the league title on some occasions, but Man City, 97 points, not much they could have done with that. But all in all, a great season for Man United. 2nd in the league, and a Europa League trophy as well. Well, Erling Haaland scoring 51 goals there. That's not really too much of a surprise. No players in here for the top 3 goals or assists for Man United. Although Wout Weghorst did get 6th in the list with 18 goals. So who knows where they could have been with a much better striker as well, by the way. You know, obviously Weghorst, obviously he's not a bad player, but I don't think he's good enough to be leading the line for Man United. I'm pretty sure he's not there in real life now. He's on loan, wasn't he? So, but yeah, looking at the league table here, 25 wins for Man U, 10 draws, and just 3 defeats in the season. They lost at home to Man City 5-4. What a game that must have been. Lost away to Chelsea 1-0 and lost away to Brighton 3-1. They scored 75 goals, respectable, but they only conceded 26. Only 26 goals conceded. So that is quite incredible, especially considering the fact they conceded 5 to Man City in 1 game. Wow. It's a great defensive record. Best defence in the league by quite a distance as well. And even more surprising, the fact they were playing with an attacking mentality here. And they still got 26 goals conceded only. So that is very, very impressive. Only 3 defeats is very impressive as well. Too many draws though. 10 draws. Obviously need to cut them down. Drawing at home to teams such as Leeds, Aston Villa as well. Should be winning those sort of games. So if they could turn some of those draws into wins, they could have won the league title. But only 3 defeats, 75 goals scored and 26 goals conceded only. That is a pretty solid season, it has to be said. Pretty solid season. Of course, they also won the Europa League against Arsenal. Let's check out their little Europa League run then. Who they beat on their way to the final. They beat Arsenal 2-0 in the final, of course. Beat Marseille in the semi-final over 2 legs. And they beat Lazio in the quarter-final over 2 and Sevilla as well. So they didn't have an easy run-in to the final, did they? Not an easy run. They got through Sevilla, Lazio, Marseille, and Arsenal. So that is great. Let's check out the players then who had the best season for Man U. Well, Rashford actually got 14 goals only in the season, which is a little bit underwhelming. But he also got 20 assists, which is quite nice. David De Gea as well, the second best player. Get a lot of clean sheets, didn't he, De Gea? How many clean sheets did he actually keep? Oh my word, that is absolutely insane. He kept 29 oh, that's not for the... I thought that was for the Premier League. No, he kept 29 clean sheets in 50 games in all competitions, which is still very good. 19 clean sheets in the league, though, is very nice from De Gea there. Bruno Fernandes as well, 11 goals and 11 assists. Luke Shaw did really well, got 5 assists, but a good average rating there. Casemiro as well, 1 goal, 7 assists. And Eriksen with 10 goals and 15 assists as well. Also, Rafael Varane had a good season as well. It doesn't look like there's too many standout players, to be honest. I think Weghorst has already left the club. Yeah, Weghorst has already left the club, but he was the top goal scorer for Man United last season. He got 27 goals in 51 games, so definitely good. And 5 assists for the season as well. 18 goals in the league. So, yeah, it just seems like his tactic worked out brilliantly for the team for Man United. No one really stood out too much. Obviously, Rashford got 14 goals, 20 assists. That is nice. But obviously, 14 goals is a little bit short for him, it has to be said. Weghorst as well chipped in very nicely in the league. But overall, it just seemed to work very well. The goalkeeper did really well. Defence were excellent. So, yeah. Second in the league for Man United. A Europa League trophy. Very happy with that. Anyway, guys, let's go forward now and let's check out the team who's had the second most success with this tactic. And that team is West Ham. They've had a blinder of a season. They finished as high as 3rd in the league with 74 points. And they also won the Europa Conference League. What they did in real life as well, of course. Not the biggest thing in the world, is it? Let's be honest. They should be winning the Europa Conference League. They're more in this video here today, the fact that they finished 3rd in the league, to be honest. But it has to be said that I've tested this tactic with every single Premier League club. And this tactic was very, very consistent. There's many teams that I missed out this video that could have got into this video. The likes of Brighton finished 3rd in the league. Tottenham finished 2nd in the league as well. Liverpool finished 2nd and won the Champions League. So there were some really great results with the tactic. And only really one team finished below their expectations for the season. We'll get to that team in a second. But other than that team, every other club either met their expectations or exceeded expectations. So this tactic has worked out very, very well in this video here today. But West Ham, 3rd in the league, playing Champions League football next season and a European trophy as well. That is very nice. The cup competitions, not much to talk about there. The FA Cup knocked out in the 4th round by Arsenal. And the Carabao Cup knocked out in the quarter-final by Shrewsbury. So, wow, maybe that was a big chance missed for a double there. Should be getting through Shrewsbury West Ham in the quarter-final, let's be honest. Should be talking about at least a semi-final right now. And once you get to the semi-final of the competition, you definitely can win it. So, that's a disappointing, but in the league, 3rd in the league, 74 points. Very, very nice. Only 7 points off Liverpool, Man City, joint top there. And obviously winning the Europa Conference League as well is very nice. Who did they beat in the final of the Europa Conference League then? They beat Feyenoord in the final 2-1. Goals from Zuma and Benrahma. They also got through Nice in the semi-final. AZ Alkmaar in the quarter-final. That's how they got through in the quarter-final in real life, wasn't it? Or was that the semi-final? I know they beat AZ in one of the rounds because the AZ fans started attacking some of the West Ham fans, didn't they? That was big news here. They also beat Cologne in the round of 16 as well. So, not the biggest of teams to beat in the Europa Conference League, it has to be said. They should be winning that competition, but 3rd in the league is outstanding. Also, against Shrewsbury in the quarter-final, they knocked out on penalties. They actually conceded late on in that game as well. 3 players missed a penalty in that game, so that is rather shocking, it has to be said. After beating Wolves 3-1 away in the 4th round as well. But still finished 3rd in the league. Great season for them. And of course won the Europa Conference League. How many goals did they score then? And did they have such a great defensive record like Man United did as well? Well, 22 wins, 8 draws and 8 defeats. Definitely very respectable. 70 goals scored is nice. I think that's the 3rd best in the league yet. 41 goals conceded. So not quite as good as Man United. But that's still a good defensive record. Very good defensive record. That's 5th best in the league there, and just over 1 goal conceded a game. So, yeah, wow, I'm quite surprised about this. I was expecting much more goals and a lot more goals conceded, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it the other way around, that the goals scored column isn't amazing. It's obviously good. It's not amazing, but the goals conceded record is, rather outstanding for both clubs. Obviously, Man United, 26 goals conceded, stands out more, but Man United have got better defence, haven't they? So, they should be conceding less. Anyway, Let's check out the players here then. Who had the best season for West Ham? Well, Thomas Souček actually got 24 goals and 7 assists for the season. 24 goals for Souček in 51 games. 12 of them in the Premier League and 10 goals in 14 games in the Europa Conference League. That is kind of mad, really. Wow, that's just insane. I was not expecting Souček to score 24 goals for the season. He wasn't the top goal scorer, though. The top goal scorer was Scamacca. He got 28 goals in 44 games for West Ham. I'm pretty sure he's moved on at this point now in real life. I'm pretty sure he's gone back to Italy now. Can't remember what team though, but he has moved on, I'm pretty sure. But 28 goals for him is very nice. Jared Bowen as well, similar record to Rashford. He got 14 goals as well, but 22 assists for Bowen. Very, very nice. Kurt Zuma as well with 7 goals in 54 games. Declan Rice, who of course plays for Arsenal now, 9 goals and 10 assists for him. Ben Rama with 15 goals and 14 assists. A lot of players, a lot of goals. Obviously, lots of games played. Going far in the European competition. Obviously, winning the Europa Conference League. 38 games in the league as well. So, lots of goals scored here. But yeah, another great season. West Ham third in the league and the Europa Conference League. Anyway, guys, before we get started with the team who's had the most success with this tactic, let's go check out the other side of the spectrum. And let's find out the team who's had the least success with this tactic. And that team is Leicester. Before we get started with their results though, guys, please remember that if you do like this video, hit that like button for me. It's very important for the video success. And also, if you're new around here and you want to see more videos from me, please do hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out as well. And it's much appreciated. So Leicester have had the most disappointing success with this tactic. They're finished as low down as 16th in the league. But though some of you may point out the fact that they actually finished lower than this in real life, and of course they got relegated. But let's remember that Leicester, up until this season just gone, they were a team who were pretty much trying to break into the top 4, weren't they? Let's be honest. They won an FA Cup in recent times. They won a Premier League title less than 10 seasons ago. And they finished back-to-back 5th place in the league 2 or 3 years ago. So, yeah, even though they finished lower in real life and got relegated, this is still not a successful season for Leicester. 16th in the league is rather poor. Only 10 wins for them, 9 draws and 19 defeats. And a minus 35 goal difference. So, unless they scored 2 goals, I'm pretty sure their defensive record was absolutely calamitous in the season. Patson Daka got second up goal scorer, by the way, 24 goals. Maddison of Tottenham now got 12 assists as well. So, it looks like going forward wasn't a problem. But defensively, oh my word, absolutely shambolic. Absolutely shambolic. 97 goals conceded for Leicester. Wow, that is very, very bizarre. And as I said, this tactic has been very successful with the other 19 Premier League clubs. One team got relegated, that is Nottingham Forest. They finished 19th in the league, but that is where they're predicted to finish, so not really a failure, is it? But other than Nottingham Forest and Leicester, every team met their expectations or exceeded expectations. In many cases, it's very hard for me to actually pick 3 teams for this video. As I said, Tottenham finishing second, Liverpool finishing second, winning the Champions League. Brighton finishing third in the league as well. Fulham finished 6th. So it's a great season all around, and yeah, Leicester conceded 97 goals. It's just quite bizarre, really. Quite bizarre. Only 2 players had decent seasons, apparently. That was Daka with 28 goals and 6 assists, and Ndidi with a 7.04 average rating. Who was the big letdown of the season then? Well, the goalkeeper, Danny Ward, with a 6.52. Well, you can see where the problems lie, but even if we had a different goalkeeper there, obviously that's not where the whole problems lie. Even if he conceded 30 goals less, he's still conceding 67 goals, so yeah, terrible. Jamie Vardy as well, with not a single appearance in the season. What on earth has happened there? Okay, the assistant manager's messed up a little bit there because Jamie Vardy hasn't had a single start in the season, which is very bizarre. But yeah, Leicester failing with this tactic, unfortunately, but at least the other 19 teams did very well. But anyway, guys, without further ado, then let's go check out the team who had the most success with this tactic. And that team is Man City. And although they only won 1 competition, obviously they won a treble in real life, only the league title in this one, but they got to 102 points. 102 points in Man City. They already become Centurions on 1 occasion. I'm pretty sure they got 100 points or 101 points. So I'm pretty sure that's a new record. Look at Liverpool, by the way. Only 7 points behind with 95 points. So that's kind of crazy as well. But it was very hard to pick the top 3, as I said. Liverpool finishing second and won the Champions League. Could have easily been them. Could have been Tottenham. Man United could have been first. West Ham could have been first. Brighton finishing third in the league. Could have featured in the list as well. But Man City cracking that 100-point mark really is a statement in my opinion. 33 wins out of 38 for the season. 102 points and a plus 74 goal difference. That is crazy. They also went quite far in the Champions League and the FA Cup. They got knocked down in the semi-final by Real Madrid in the Champions League. Disappointing, of course, but Real Madrid are the most successful team ever, so let them off a little bit, I guess you could say. And knocked down in the semi-final of the FA Cup by Liverpool as well. So at least they got knocked out by two teams that are very, very good. The Carabao Cup, though, knocked down in the 4th round by Norwich. And the Community Shield, they lost in the final to Liverpool, it seems. But in terms of the league, very, very successful. And that means they are the best team, in my opinion, with this tactic. 102 points, cannot be overlooked. Also, that freak Erling Haaland scored 51 league goals for the season. We'll check out his total goals in a second. That is amazing, but also it's not unheard of for Haaland to score 50 goals plus in the league for the season. I've seen it many times, to be honest. So not as outstanding as it seems, but obviously the tactic does work very well with him. But most tactics work very well with Haaland. He's just an absolute animal, isn't he? He had an 8.06 average rating for the season as well, which is very nice. And Kevin De Bruyne and Mahrez with 12 assists and 10 assists, second and third for the season. Andy Robertson with 16 assists, by the way. Incredible from him. Anyway, let's check out the league table. 33 wins for Man City, only 3 draws away to Arsenal, Brighton at home to Arsenal. So, unless Brighton beat them, no, Brighton didn't beat them. So, the only team that that Man City failed to get any points against were Arsenal. And they had 2 defeats in the season as well. 2 strong defeats, away to Liverpool 3-0 and away to Newcastle 3-0. But again, the goals conceded column, only 23 goals conceded for Man City. It even beats Man United's record. So that is quite insane. 97 goals scored. When you see something like a plus 74 goal difference, you automatically just assume that they've obviously scored over 100 goals. But their goal difference is that good because of the defence. Of course, 97 goals scored is still very, very nice. But 23 goals conceded. This tactic has surprised me a lot in terms of the defensive aspect of it. I told you, Leicester conceded 97 goals, but that just seemed to be like a bit of a freak season for them because every other team did very, very well, to be honest. Very, very well. So, wow. Defensively, even with attacking mentality tactic, works absolutely brilliantly. Let's check out the defeat in the Champions League then. Well, they lost at home to Real Madrid 3-1, which obviously killed them in the semi-final. Shouldn't be happening. And they lost away to them 2-1 on aggregate in the second leg. So 5-2 on aggregate there against Real Madrid. The FA Cup semi-final, they lost to Liverpool 3-2 at Wembley, which again is disappointing. Only 7 defeats in all competitions for Man City though. And 3 of those were to Liverpool and 2 of them were to Real Madrid. So did pretty well against every other team. Lost away to Newcastle 3-0 and lost at home to Norwich 2-0. So, all in all, just, wow. In the league, it was absolutely ridiculous. How many clean sheets did they keep then? 22 clean sheets. 22 clean sheets. Very, very incredible. So, who was the best player for the season? I don't think we'd be too surprised here. I'm pretty sure it's Haaland. Yeah, great record from Haaland. 55 games, 67 goals, and 6 assists. That is incredible. Not the best I've seen from him, though. I've seen him get 84 goals and 83 goals in the past, but still, 67 goals in 55 starts is incredible. Really, really incredible. With a 7.9 average rating as well. Insane. Rodri as well, a brilliant season. 5 goals. Well, actually not a brilliant season. It's quite a big drop-off from Haaland to the next best player, but there's a lot of consistent players here in the team. It's just basically, you know what, do our jobs, give Haaland the ball, he will score, and we will succeed. That is Man City's motto. Rodri, great season, as I said. Kevin De Bruyne, 8 goals and 14 assists. Gundogan as well. Didn't play too many games, but he did well when he did play. Kyle Walker as well. Great average rating for him. Ake, Bernardo Silva, Edison as well. The list goes on. A great season for Man City. Haaland with 67 goals. And they also got 102 points. So that is rather incredible. So that is the end of this video, guys. Let me know how you think about the tactic in the comment section below. As I said, it's very, very consistent. Only Leicester really let the team down. Other than them, great season. I could have included 7 or 8 teams in this list. They did that well. So I'm quite surprised how good it was defensively and how it wasn't exceptional going forward. Although it was very good going forward, but also exceptional defensively. So yeah, definitely a tactic I will recommend. And also, it should be quite fun for you as well. Playing with the attacking mentality, getting goals, but also not conceding too many as well. So that is the end of the video, guys. Please remember that if you do like this video, hit that like button for me. As I said, it's very important for the video success. And also, if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. It would really help me out, and much appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.